The story goes like this. The soul god of Fernhelion and the lunar god of Lake Ismare rallied together to tame the 6 wild gods, each taking 3 under their wing and turning our world of chaos into one of peace. That's probably the story you've heard, right? It's all just a myth. They wanted to control the world in its entirety, just the 2 of them. They didn't have the power to destroy the other gods though, or to steal their powers, so they sealed them away. The 5th of the sealed gods was Remedy Posey, the healing goddess Lubrity. After seeing Fran's fate, Remedy turned her powers against the 2 gods, trying desperately to make them fall too ill to take her out. She failed, of course. The gods cannot affect one another with their powers. But the attempt was still deemed worth punishing. She got thrown into a deep labyrinth within a vast desert. The exact origins of the labyrinth have been lost to time, but her presence there creates many vivid blooms in an otherwise hostile environment. These flowers are said to lay at the heart of this labyrinth and are rumored to be the cure-all to any illness. But no one has ever confirmed this, as no one's ever made it out alive. Anyone who strays even a few steps into her maze falls ill almost immediately, symptoms becoming more severe the longer they stay. It's said a person can barely last a day before falling victim to her. Of course, this is a part of her curse that keeps her there. The soul and lunar gods made it so that she could not turn off the illness she had directed at them, and mortals are not as immune as the gods were. She stays, hoping every day that no humans venture in, watching them in the desert through the cracks in the stone walls. She kicks up sandstorms and sends snakes out in hopes of warding people off. I suggest you listen to her natural warnings and don't attempt to enter her maze. Okay, on to the actual art commentary. This was the fastest speed paint in this series. It's a series for my NaNoWriMo characters. I suggest you probably watch those for more context before this one, but, you know, do what you want. But anyway, this was the fastest because I had a pretty clear vision of what I wanted. I knew her element was going to be sand and her animal snakes, so I wanted something kind of simple with a focus on grainy textures. Like, if you ran your hand across it, it would feel like sandpaper type look. So I painted her with a speckle airbrush and just kind of kept a very orange-gold color scheme to fit the desert theme. Though technically this desert in this world is a place that kind of stays a dim twilight lighting most of the time, and probably gets this bright for like an hour a day. It's a cold desert because of that. Also, the snakes are milk snakes, or king snakes in case anyone was wondering. They're fun to draw. I love snakes and I think they're adorable. There's a running theme with the 6 gods that got locked in their elemental forms and trapped across the world. It doesn't really matter if they try to fight or try to bargain. The 2 gods who are trapping them have made up their minds, and all of them could be considered pretty severe punishments based on what they're the gods of. Like, Remedy here has dominion over health and well-being, both physical and mental health, and it goes the other way too. Like, she also represents illness. And of course she doesn't want people to get ill, but that's just the course of nature sometimes, which can be tough. But her basically infecting anyone who comes to this labyrinth is horrible for her, and it's wearing on her mental health, I imagine. So each of these trapped gods is more or less in their own personal hell. The snakes being her animal is a reference to that medical symbol of the 2 snakes wrapping around the pole with wings, which I believe is a thing from Greek mythology, and snake venom has been considered remedial in a lot of cultures, so it made sense for me to make those her animal avatars. There's only one more god out of the 6 sealed gods for me to paint, and then I'm going to upload a video with the actual main characters of this story, and speak a little bit about them, the world, and after that I'm going to explain the magic system in a video, which I think is really fun and has a good set of rules. I've worked on it a lot. There's only about a month or less until November when I'm filming this, which is scary. I have so much planning to do. I've been keeping a notebook with a ton of details about the world and the characters and the plot, just anything about the story. And to be totally honest, I don't know if I can fit everything into just one novel. It's a lot, but I'm not really willing to cut anything so far. I don't know, we'll have to see. Anyway, that's about all I had to say about this one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video!